Hello and welcome back. Today, fun video. We went to Mexico. We had the tickets from pre-pandemic and y'all, they were gonna go to waste if we didn't use them. So we turned what was going to be a proposal trip, because that was initially why Sean bought the tickets, into a baby moon slash birthday trip for Sean slash engagement trip. We just took a couple friends and went to Tulum. Tons of people are going to Tulum right now because Mexico is one of the few places that Americans can travel to. And in this video, because I like to provide information, I want to share with you where we went, some high points, some misses, just some helpful tips if you yourself are planning a trip to Tulum. There will of course be cute footage of us being cute at Tulum, but also a little bit of information, and I have a haul at the end. So let's jump right into it. Day one. All right, we had some staggered arrivals, but on the morning of day one, we decided we wanted to see a cenote. There were some of us leaving sooner than others, and we wanted to get in the must-do things early. So we were headed to Cenote Tortuga, which means turtle cenote. If you didn't know, I'm sure you have, if you're researching Tulum, that cenotes are everywhere. There are tons of cenote options, some good for scuba, some good for beginners. This one, the concierge at our hotel actually recommended to us as a good starter, and I have to 100% agree. It was 400 pesos, which is about $20 per person to get in. And what we didn't realize when we got there is you drive in, you pay, and then you have to get back in your car and drive back to where the cenotes are, because cenotes are naturally occurring. They're just building parks around the cenotes. So you drive back. This is a group of 3 cenotes, and for that 400 pesos you get a life jacket, which is recommended, or which is required, a guide who will follow you and show you to all 3 of the cenotes, and he carries with him a basket so that if you're wearing flip-flops, you can put your shoes in it. Sean wears glasses, he put his glasses in it. He'll carry a basket with you for all of that. In general, just make sure that you're safe, and all of that is included in the 400 pesos. Our group loved this cenote experience. The first one is really just kind of a pond surrounded by rock. The boys wanted to jump off of the cliff. Let's be honest, I would have been jumping too, but I'm pregnant. You gotta be safe. It was an amazing experience. The last one was the one that was kind of the most in a cave. It was 40 meters deep. It was pitch black, so it was a little bit scary, but also just really, really fun. So this experience for $20 each, we all felt very good about it. We walked away feeling like we had an adventure, honestly. But if you don't know, Sean, when he goes on vacation, doesn't plan anything other than food, really. So Sean had a whole list of food things. So food is gonna play heavily in this video. But after the cenotes, it was late, but not late enough for dinner. So we're okay, we're gonna go get some tacos. Sean's there's a taco place. The internet says we have to go to this taco place. So we go. I am awful at pronunciations of non-English words, and I apologize to any Spanish-speaking people in advance. I'm going to attempt it all through this video, but then we're also going to put it on the screen, and everything, of course, as you know, will be linked down below. But the name of this place was Antijotes La Chapaneca. I told you I was bad. But what you do need to know is that the tacos were amazing. The taco places are known for their El Pastor tacos, which is pork. So if you're not a pork eater, I'm sorry. But if you do eat pork, you really want to try it. They're roasting it on the spit, and you can watch them carve it off. It was, the taco, they're 50 cents for just a taco. I had what did I have? What was it called? Torta. I had a torta, which was kind of a little sandwich with queso, but plenty of people in our group just had the tacos, and they were everybody at the table was we just erupted into and ahs at how good these tacos were. And then the guac. I don't know what they did to this guacamole, y'all. Is it the avocados? Don't American avocados come from Mexico? I don't understand it. You looked at the guac and it was like green mush, but it was so good. So please find yourself at this taco place, get some tacos, get the guacamole. You're not gonna regret it. They're 50-cent tacos. The guacamole's like, I don't know, $2. Like,
beer's $1.
Beer's $1. Like, I didn't have any beer, so there will be a lack of Celia talking about drinks in this video. I will let you know where I had my favorite mocktail though. Anyway, all of this was like $5 each for 8 people. So find yourself at this taco place. We went back. Like, we, on the day we were leaving, went back, got more tacos, and got El Pastor, and they put all the makings in it, and we carried it back to America, and Sean and I ate it for 2 days after we got back. Like, that's how strongly we felt about these tacos. So then that night, we hit a stride really early, because the place that we went for dinner that night actually ended up being our #1 food pick, and it wasn't even why we went there. The place is called Casa Jaguar. It is really known for kind of having music and party and atmosphere, and it had all of that. Well, we didn't have the party atmosphere, but it did have a very sexy vibes. It was very, we just felt very cosmopolitan and cute. Like, it was our first night. We all put a little effort into our look, and the food was delicious. We went on a Friday. Thursday night is evidently the night where there's like live music and like a party, but Friday night was very sexy, very cute, very like, you know, yes, we are out, we are eating, we are drinking, except for Celia. But this food was delicious. Our 2 favorites that the group, everybody at the table kind of had something different, but the 2 standout dishes were a pork belly appetizer that was kind of like little tacos for you to make with the pork belly. So good. Again, if you don't eat pork, sorry. But the second thing was the grouper, which actually might be a special, and it might be seasonal, because we ran into grouper at other restaurants as well. But if they have the grouper, they do some like butter basting or something to this grouper. It's served head on, whole. So good. Like, somebody in our group got the grouper to go, like after we had already eaten. It was that good. This place accepts credit cards. Lots of places, I should have mentioned, the Cenote was cash only. Lots of places are cash only. So when you're at the airport, I recommend as a traveler to just get cash in the country, whether you take American cash and exchange it in the country, or just find an ATM in your destination country, but get cash in Mexico. At least if you're going to Tulum. I can only speak to Tulum, but this place did accept cards, but there are lots of places where it's cash only. But Casa Jaguar, delicious, amazing, actually ended up being our #1 food pick. So on day 2, we booked a tour to the Kan Biosphere, which is a nature reserve. Now, what we didn't know going into this is that the road to the Kan had been highly disrupted by weather. The beach road in Tulum, like the road that runs adjacent to the beach, I don't want to call it a dirt road, but like it's kind of a dirt road. And this part of it to the Kan, like beyond the beach road, y'all, it was like this at like 20 miles per hour for 3 hours. Now, if they're just would pave the road, I feel like this is a 45-minute to an hour trip, but it's 3 hours of slow going, rocking and rolling in a van. The tour was promised for us to stop and try and find crocodiles and manatee, birds and dolphins, and we did end up seeing dolphins, and it was amazing. And we also did stop by what they call Bird Island, and we saw some giant pelicans and like some other like pink bird that I don't remember the name of, and like what we saw was amazing as compared to what was promised, like snorkeling and swimming in a natural pool. All of these promises, I think they weren't able to deliver on these promises due to the weather. We kind of went on a day that was a little bit overcast, it was windy, the water was choppy, and therefore not as clear for them to be able to see, you know, the things that we would see in the water. It made the snorkeling unavailable to us. And because the road, we went right after a hurricane, because the road was such an issue. I think it took a lot longer to get there than was anticipated. So what we did see was amazing. It just wasn't exactly what was promised. Lunch was also included in this tour. So if you are looking to book a trip to the Kan, ask about the road, ask about the weather conditions, just to make sure that you get the most out of your money, the most out of your time, and the most out of your experience. But in general, the dolphins and the birds were amazing. So it was a great day trip. Now, in the planning of this on day 3, Sean was like, we are going fishing. And I was like, I'm not going fishing. You and your friends can go fishing. And I said to the girls going on this trip, like, the boys are gonna go fishing. We should have a spa day. And that's exactly what we did. Now, the boys did not go fishing because we had to get up at 7:30 a.m. to do the Kan, and they did not want to get up at 7:30 a.m. again the following day. Understandable. So they went off and had tacos at another place that we will link down below. I don't know the name of it. Sean doesn't remember it off the top of his head, but the tacos were not as good as the taco spot that we already talked about. But the spa treatment at our hotel, we stayed at Casa Parto.
Oh my God, you stayed there for a whole week.
Casa Tortuga.
No, man, that's the.
Oh, that's the Cenote. Parota. Casa Parota Hotel. Something like that. Link down below. Lovely hotel. The staff was amazing. Breakfast was included every day, and it was a generous breakfast. Shout out to Armando. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Raphael. Like, everybody at the hotel was fantastic, and the spa services were just as good. They don't have a spa, so they have the spa services in the room. There were 4 of us ladies who got massages. I got a pregnancy massage. We all got facials. Evelyn got a spa pedicure. Amazing experience. Lovely ladies. The team she brought with her did an excellent job. They like had music going. Like, the boys tried to come back for a second, like, we trying to drop off tacos, and they were like, get out of here. We're in a spa right now. It was a fantastic experience. So if you stay at the hotel, which you also highly recommend, it was a lovely hotel. We unfortunately got 0 footage of it because we were in a 2-bedroom suite, 4 adults. We trashed that room so fast, and we were also just like, you know, we moving and shaking. We're out here. We're going. But it's a lovely hotel. Highly recommend. Staff is amazing. Spa was beautiful. After the boys came back from tacos and we were done with our spa day, we decided to just spend the rest of the day lounging by the pool, which is exactly what we did. Lounge away. And the boys went off to the beach to do a little bit of exploring, but we let the hotel staff take care of us. They made mini cocktails and mini mocktails, and it was a lovely day spent at the hotel. So for dinner that night, we went to the Hartwood, which is like the restaurant of Tulum. It has no online menu. It's only written on chalkboard. It changes daily based on what they have. Very swanky. Again, beautiful atmosphere, lovely drinks, good mocktail. But it just wasn't a wow for us. It was very good, but we all agreed at the table, as every time somebody put something in their mouth, we were like, it's good, but it's not as good as Casa Jaguar was last night. So the Hartwood was amazing. You have to make a reservation a month in advance. So if you're there and you have more than one night and you have time to get there, definitely go, because it's like the place to go. It's not like we weren't wowed by the food. We did get a lobster that was enormous. This lobster was so huge, and we all agreed that the lobster was delicious. Delicious food, just not as wow as the first place. They will accept PayPal, otherwise it is cash only, and it can get expensive. We're talking, you know, $25, $30. Well, that's not really expensive. Expensive for Tulum. $25, $30 for entree. So you have to have a lot of cash, especially if you're drinking, but they do also accept PayPal. And our waiter told us the nicest story. He was visiting 6 years ago, fell in love, he said, with one of the other waiters, and then just left everything. He was from Atlanta, just left everything and moved to Mexico. Like, there were tons of people with these, like, you can tell they're American, but they just said, F America, I'm gonna live in Mexico. And he was one. It was such a cute story. He was really cute. His boyfriend was very cute. And it was a lovely story. So yeah, we like the Hartwood. On day 4, a good portion of our party left. So we spent, those of us who were left just kind of took it as a day of rest and mostly just lounged around our hotel room, took naps. Your pregnant girl had been going, and I was like, ooh, I'm tired, I need a nap. So we spent most of the day lounging, but then we got up to do a little bit of Celia's favorite thing, shop for souvenirs. And we just went to like the main road in Tulum town. There's tons of shops. You don't really have to look that hard. You will have to search for something special because a lot of them, as a lot of touristy places, sell the same things. But nothing was really that expensive. A lot of the places did accept cards. It was easygoing. We really had no real issues. Their prices will differ from one place to another. Like I got glasses and they were 30 pesos cheaper and like two stalls down. So it wasn't a big deal. So after shopping around a little bit, daylight savings time, the sun goes down, y'all. It's tragic. It's 6 o'clock, it's dark. But we stopped at a little bar. Everybody else had a couple of different mezcal tastings. Your girl had yet another mocktail. And we saw some street performers, and then we went to another place and got tacos. Now this place, don't remember the name of. It was good, very, very, very local. Like the locals were a little bit like, why are y'all, why y'all here? Like it's very, very local. Very good though. We'll leave it down below in the list of places, but not as good as the first taco place. We also earlier in the day went to Chamicos, which is really, really famous, which is known mostly for its ceviche. Got a big plate of ceviche. It was delicious. I am not a big fan of ceviche. I can understand why people like it. It's just not really my bag, but this was a good ceviche. We also got like this really garlicky butter shrimp dish at Chamicos that was also very good. So Chamicos, if you are a lover of ceviche, you can get this like giant platter for like 15 bucks. Oh, they gave us like a welcome drink at Chamicos that was like a cucumber slush. It was so good. Like low-key one of the best things that we drank there, and we don't even know what it was. They just gave it to us. It's like, thank you for coming in here, drink this while we get you some water and stuff. So highly recommend Chamicos as well. It's one of those like must-go places in Tulum. The next day, we were finally ready to hit the beach. Our amazing hotel staff gave us another recommendation. It was Pocna Beach Club, lovely beach club, had a Japanese restaurant and a like more traditional American version of Mexican restaurant attached to it. The wait staff here again was super nice, very attentive. Drinks were great. Mocktails, meh. But the food was actually surprisingly really good. We got a octopus and shrimp pizza, bomb on the low, eating it while looking at the water and the sun. Okay, it was lovely. We also got a couple of different things from the Japanese restaurant, which was a welcome change because we have been eating a lot of tacos. So it was nice to have something a little lighter. Because the weather, like I said, was a little, due to the hurricane, the day kind of started off very overcast, but then as Sean said, the sun dried up the clouds.
Burnt up the clouds.
Burnt up the clouds. The sun burnt up the clouds, and the sun came out and it turned into a beautiful day. And it wasn't too crowded at this beach club. We each had a cabana. Well, we had 3 cabanas, and we had to spend 500 pesos each. Like that was the minimum spend at the beach club, which is like, you know, the fee, which is like $25 each, which really, if you're, you know, vacation, drinking, eating, not hard to do at all. A little ways down the beach, you could go for a walk and you could run into people giving massages, people doing snorkeling, little cabana, what's the word? Little catamaran, quick ride out in the water. All of those options were available just by walking down the beach. So we had an excellent experience at Pocna Beach Club. For dinner that night, we went to Kitchen Table, which is another very popular restaurant in Tulum. My top tip make a reservation. We waited an hour at a restaurant like a couple doors down that was the very poor, very bad. Now, I would not recommend this place, but we had to wait an hour because we didn't have a reservation. This place was actually our number 2 for food picks in terms of like fancy sit down dinners. It was delicious. Sean had beef tongue that he was very into. It was a special. It was, the waitress said that it was her favorite on the menu. They did a sliced sweet potato. Oh, I didn't talk about the sweet potatoes at Casa Jaguar. That's okay. They did a sliced sweet potato that was very good. Oh, there was like a corn cake thing with mushrooms and like some mousses on top that was also very delicious. Like, this was a good meal. And then as I'm sitting here finishing up my meal, getting ready to ask for a dessert menu, what do I see to my left? A tarantula. It was huge. It was so big, and it was just on the tree that was next to me, because all of these restaurants, I guess I should say, or you can probably tell from the footage, it's basically outside. It's like jungle, 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 and there's a restaurant in the middle with like an exposed kitchen and like some tables, and like that's it. And the jungle came to dinner with us. The tarantula was huge. Granted, it didn't really do anything. It kind of climbed up the tree, it climbed down the tree. It was just being a tarantula, but like, we city folk, we didn't come, we not here for the tarantula. There are varying opinions on if the staff handled the tarantula well or not. Fine. The dessert here we had was actually really good. It was a salted caramel in a glass with some nuts on top. So the food was really good. The tarantula was a thing. Make a reservation. Number 2 on our food list, kitchen table. Now we are on our last full day, and Celia was in need of a little something, activity she could do. When I go on vacation, I want to be, you know what I'm saying, doing things. And pregnancy does not allow you to do a whole lot of things. So I Googled, and Akumal Beach, where you can snorkel and see the sea turtles, was pregnancy friendly, and so we went. None of the things that we went to, any of the cenotes or Akumal Beach, is that far from Tulum town where we stayed. So everything was super convenient. We rented a car. Akumal Beach. So it's 100 pesos to get onto the beach and 500 pesos to snorkel with the sea turtles. And in that $500, you get, again, the snorkel gear, you get a life vest, and you get a guide. That's a $600 peso total. Now, we didn't know that going in. So when you pull into the beach, there are these guys at the front who are trying to sell. They're going to ask you, are you going snorkeling? And you're going snorkeling, because it's not really a beach for lounging or swimming. But the vibe of them just feels scammy. So take it here. If they say 600 pesos, it's not a scam, but they have a scammy vibe. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying. You don't have to book with them when you're pulling in. You can totally go all the way in, park your car, pay your 100 pesos, and then find someone on the beach, because that's what they're all there for. Like, that's the main thing at the beach. Oh, parking was an additional 50 pesos. And we saw like 5 or 6 turtles, and they were just like right there, and it was just like so amazing, like such a beautiful and amazing experience. We were all so glad that we went and did it. It satisfied my like little adrenaline junkie twinge that I was having. Like, it was an amazing experience. I am in my 6th month of pregnancy, and the life vest, all you had to do was kick your legs. Like, it was super easy. Anyone can do it. There were children out there doing it. So highly, highly, highly recommend Akumal Beach. The food at the beach club at Akumal Beach, delicious. We had al pastor nachos. Why were they so good? The beach clubs accept cards. Everything else on the beach was cash only. But y'all, these nachos, bomb. So yeah, Akumal Beach was a good day. So after the beach club, we went to one more cenote, and that one was Dos, Sean just said it to me off camera, and Dos Ojos. Dos Ojos cenote, which translates into 2 eyes. Now, there were tons of other cenotes within Dos Ojos, but we only paid the lowest price, which was 350 pesos, cash only per person. If you paid a little bit more or like double, then you got a guide and you got to go snorkeling, and they took you to a couple more cenotes. But for the 350, you can see the 2 eyes just on your own. Life vests are still provided at each cenote. This cenote, as compared to our first cenote experience, was a little different because this one was like a cave. Like, it just felt more cavey, which is really what a cenote is. But because we were like, you know, on a high of being on vacation, and it was like a big group, it was a different experience the first time, we were a little scared this time. It was like, because it was dark and it was like, ah! But it was totally fine. The water was also a little bit colder because the sun can't get into, it's a cave, sun can't get into it as much, so the water was a little bit colder, but it was absolutely fine. An amazing experience, because when else are you going to be like swimming in a cave of cave water? Not as tourist friendly. Like, we all felt like we had to work a little bit harder at this one to get the things that we needed, right? It was less explanation than Tortuga. So this night we went to Arca, which is another must go to restaurant in Tulum, and it was actually Sean's birthday this day, so this was Sean's birthday dinner. Again, make a reservation. We waited.
I was drunk.
We waited over an hour actually for this one at a table, but we were able to wait at the bar inside the restaurant, and it was a fantastic bar. This place had Celia's favorite mocktail last night. Everyone thought the drinks were great. This place is like tapas style. Tapas. People know what I mean. Tapas. I am from Ohio.
No one goes to Spanish.
Tapas.
This is tapas.
Tapas. I'm from Ohio. Sorry. It's a sharing. It's small plates. Okay, it's small plates of food that you share. It was good. This was our like number 3 food pick. We were Casa Jaguar. What was our second favorite? Kitchen table. This would have been number 3. The soft shell crab tacos, delicious. There was a shrimp dish that was really good. Bread that was delicious. And the pork, excuse me.
There was that she stole the spoon?
There was a pork. Oh, I was not going to tell them I stole a knife. The knife for the bread and butter was delivered with this like wooden knife. Anyway, I put it in my pocket and I brought it home. But there was a pork and like zucchini pasta dish that also everyone really enjoyed. We really had a wonderful experience at this restaurant. Both desserts that we got here were very good as well. One was a cheesecake and the other was like a jackfruit, not jackfruit, but like pineapple served in a coconut thing. It was very good, very, very good. The wait staff was so nice in accommodating us in our non-reservation. But this place is lovely. It's another one where it's just like jungle restaurant in the middle. But it was a lovely experience and a good finish to our food tour of Tulum. Just for reference, this place also took card, and because it's tapas, we were 5 people and we had 9 plates, and that was plenty, and 2 desserts, and that was plenty of food for all of us. So that is like basically what we did. One note that Tulum is an hour and a half away from Cancun, and we found renting a car because we were a group and could split the cost of it to be the most cost effective, because we stayed in Tulum town and most of the restaurants that I talked about are down the beach road, which you could bicycle, but you probably want to be in a car. The traffic on the beach road, because it is a single lane, what's this? It's this. On our first night when we were headed to Hartwood, when we were headed to Casa Jaguar, we sat in traffic on the beach road for an hour, and it was a 20-minute drive from our hotel. Okay, haul time. Hey, the first thing that I was so stressed to get. A friend of mine went to Mexico a couple years ago and she came back with this type of glassware, and every time I would go to her house and see the glasses, I was like, I am going to steal those glasses. I didn't know this was a thing. They're everywhere. And I'm sure there's a story behind glass making and like why these are everywhere, but we did not get into any history. Normally on a trip, I like to do a little bit of history. We didn't do that this time because we were a group. So I don't know the background of any things. I only picked up things that I thought were pretty, and I really needed these glasses. So I actually got a set of 4 of these, and they are very easy to find, but I'm so happy to have them because I think they're so pretty. That was like my must-have. Everything else was extra. Now, if you watched our Morocco haul video, you saw that we picked up some tiles that I subsequently turned into coasters. This is one of the tiles I got in Morocco that I added felt pads to the back and made coasters. And Mexican tile work is just as beautiful. I thought this one had a lovely pattern. I liked how simple it was. And this color just struck me. My plan is to one day have a home and renovate said home and just add in these pieces of tile as just like a little surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like in my bathroom, the tile is whatever, but then boom, there's this green tile that I picked up in 2020 from Mexico, that kind of thing. So I picked up these 2 pieces of tile. I think they were 100 pesos each, which is like, how much is that? Oh, that's too much. No, 100 pesos is $5. Oh, that's about, okay, sorry. The tiles were about 100 pesos each, which is about $5 a piece. The other top thing on my list was one of these dresses. And I know that the dresses have a name for the style that I don't know, but it's a very traditional Mexican dress, and I had to have one, you know what I'm saying? Add to my house dress collection. Although I intend to wear this outside. I got it so that it's oversized so that I can fit it now, and we also can fit it post baby. But I just love the embroidery. I love the colors. I love the traditional shape of it. And I think I paid 500 pesos. How much is no? 1,000 pesos. I think I paid 1,000 pesos, or just under 1,000 pesos. That seems like a lot in hindsight, but like, you live and you get scammed a little bit, you know? But this was the dress. I was happy to get it. And then, because I'm pregnant and everyone around us is excited, my friends were like, oh my goodness, look at these little things for the baby. You have to get this.
I saw that.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I was talking about the dress. I didn't know what was happening.
Oh.
We got this. Well, how come I paid for it out of my own money then?
I don't know.
We got this little overalls for the baby. The lady said that it was for a 6-month-old. I have no idea. I don't have a child yet. But we thought it was cute, and we thought it could be for a little boy or a little girl. So the baby got its first little souvenir from Mexico. And on the last day when Sean and I went to mail our postcards, because I've mentioned this in other places, I think I like to mail myself postcards from the country where I am visiting, just, you know, a moment of gratitude, saying like, here's where you were in life. Always remember to be thankful that you're seeing a little bit more of the world. And, you know, you get a postmark from the country if the postcard makes it to you. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. We're still waiting for this one. But that day we went out and I picked up a couple other things because my name is Celia. And so I picked up these 2 tarot card prints. Have no idea what they stand for. I don't know anything about tarot. I just thought that they were cool, how they kind of looked a little distressed, and thought that they would make beautiful additions to a gallery wall at some point in some room somewhere. So picked up these 2. These were 300 pesos each. And in that same shop, I picked up this little guy, which again, I know has a name. It means a thing. It's a Catholic heart. It's something to do with Catholicism, but I don't know for sure, but I just thought it was cool. It's made out of tin, has a little hook on the back, but you know, in gallery walls, I am a big proponent of non-art things added to the wall, so I just thought that this would make a cute addition, again, somewhere in some gallery wall at some point. And then of course we had to pick up some alcohol. One of the girls that was with us on the trip said that she had been to Mexico several times, and this was one of her favorite pickups. It is a tequila cream, kind of like a Bailey's, but tequila. So this is Celia's bottle that will be sealed up until baby comes out, but I'm excited to try it. And this is one of the bottles that Sean got, because he got several bottles of mezcal. I think that they did a little bit of chitter chatter with someone in a mezcal shop. I waited outside because they were sipping and tasting, and I was like, well, I'm a people watch, because I can't be a part of this. With the alcohol, let me say this. A trip to Cuba told us that Havana Club is the world's most popular rum. All through the town you could find Havana Club, Havana Club, Havana Club. It was everywhere, all the different types of it. Okay, I'm like, wait, we can't get Havana Club in America, so we have to make sure at the airport that we pick up a bottle. Do you know that when we got to the airport, they were like, oh girl, we all sold out. Sorry about it. So if you have not tried Havana Club, you should. It's a delicious rum.
And if you are going on vacation,
yeah, and if you are going to Mexico,
get us some Havana Club,
and you live in New York City, get us a bottle of Havana Club. We will be forever grateful, because you either have to go abroad to get it. So we'll pay you for the Havana Club. We also picked up a couple different bottles to give as gifts of vanilla, because apparently the vanilla in Mexico is different. It's more vanilla-y. Sean's the chef. This was his thing. I picked it up for chef friends because I don't cook. And then Mexican chocolate, also a thing. Who knew? Haven't tasted it yet, but we got a little bit of Mexican chocolate. So that was basically it for the haul. All right, we have a couple more vlogs coming your way, some holiday decor coming. Okay, it's Christmas. We're doing a dry run because we're going to be parents. Oh my God. Some pregnancy updates, some like second trimester updates, because things are happening to me, and yeah, I'm gonna tell you about them. Oh, and because people are still asking me on Instagram, just in case they missed it, this is not me asking you guys to buy us anything at all, but our registry will be down below. The baby registry is down below, and just an address if you wanted to send us something also will be listed in the description of this video down below as well. So I think I will see you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, comments about your trip to Mexico, I didn't tell you something, you want to tell us something, leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Bye.